In Austin, I'm Darenisha Herron. The redistricting fight in Texas continues to escalate. Republican leaders are trying to use several methods to force Democrats to return to the state. Daniel Perot explains.
We are prepared and we will fight fire with fire.
Democrats going nuclear in the redistricting arms race.
This is about ensuring that the voters get to determine the outcome of their next election.
Texas House Democrats appearing in Sacramento alongside California Governor Gavin Newsom, who's planning a ballot initiative this fall to redraw that state's congressional districts, bypassing California's independent redistricting commission if Texas goes through with redistricting.
They drew first blood. We're responding to this action.
But State Representative Cody Vasut, who chairs the House Redistricting Committee, says he believes it's the other way around.
Look at the map in California, how it treats Republicans.
Vasut says it's about giving Republicans an even playing field.
In the context of balancing what Democratic states have already done, what Texas is doing is eminently fair.
Texas Republicans escalating verbal threats.
Every hour you remain away is time stolen from those Texans in need.
And punishment. Attorney General Ken Paxton filed a lawsuit against 13 House Democrats, including 5 from Austin, like State Representative Gina Hinojosa. Paxton says by breaking quorum, they've abandoned their office, so he's asking the state Supreme Court to declare their seats vacant and remove them from office. Hinojosa says she's doing exactly what her constituents want her to do.
It is shameful for our governor or for our attorney general to try to remove a duly elected representative of the people from office.
Democrats say Republicans don't have legal authority and the law is not on their side to be able to do that.
That we do not take lightly where we are with today's climate and the threat that the FBI come to get us.
An escalating battle with Democrats vowing to hold out, Texas Republicans say they'll get their way in the end.
That was Daniel Perot reporting. Democrats are vowing to stay out of state for as long as it takes. Governor Greg Abbott says he will call as many special sessions as it takes to get a new congressional map passed. A new apartment complex in Austin's West Campus neighborhood is ready, just in time for students to move in. The 30-story apartment tower called Icon is officially finished. The developer says it's now one of the tallest buildings in the neighborhood, with 216 units ranging from 1 to 5 bedrooms. Students will begin moving in this month. And as artificial intelligence keeps changing, more teachers are starting to integrate it into their classrooms. KVUE's Milia Masamoto looked into UT's updated AI policies and spoke with one professor who's incorporating it into daily learning.
New technology has become a constant over the last few years. Some are fearful of the change. But for one professor in the engineering school at UT, AI has become an extra set of hands to help tutor her students.
And all of that, it gives examples.
Nina Taelung has taught at UT for more than 20 years. But since ChatGPT came around, her courses have evolved.
The idea that this AI tool can be used as a tutor, and that is, I think, a huge value for the student.
She's been using an AI platform one of her former students created. It's a personalized tutor that's trained on her course materials.
I've uploaded my own materials here. The student can ask a question.
A tool Taelung says can supplement classroom learning.
I'm thinking of like a student who is feeling shy to ask a question in class, or the classroom, I need to cover XYZ concepts in the class because I have only 75 minutes and then we move on.
In previous years, she said her courses were split evenly between assignments and assessments. But because of the AI assistance, there's more of an emphasis on testing. This fall, more UT classrooms will use a platform called Sage, similar to the one Taelung's student created.
We want students to innovate and use and adopt technology, but we want them to do it in a way that is ethical and has integrity.
This past spring, UT updated their AI framework. Of the 8 principles for using AI responsibly, they said the one most talked about was relationships.
using in AI in ways that foster those connections rather than diminishing or replacing them. And so I think one of the interesting things that we're doing is really trying to lean into the importance of that relationship.
It's also what Taelong hopes for her students, that along with the benefits of AI, they come to appreciate her class as a place to interact with real people.
This is how you build that foundation and that knowledge base and those critical thinking skills.
In Austin, Malia Masamoto, KVUE News.
A popular barber shop in Pflugerville hosted their 4th annual Back to School event to get students ready to head back to school. At QQ Barber Shop, barbers gave kids free haircuts and school supplies. Nurses performed free physicals, and the shop even raffled off a soccer ball signed by Austin FC's players. Organizers of the event said they wanted to give back to the community and get the kids ready for the new school year.
You know, just helping out, building the kids' confidence and going back to school and just allowing them to feel, you know, just to feel good about themselves and be able to just try to accomplish great things in life.
Barbers at the shop said they expected to give out anywhere between 200 and 250 haircuts. And someone living in Travis County might have the West Nile virus. Austin Public Health says a patient showed symptoms of the virus, but state health officials have not confirmed the case yet. West Nile typically spreads to people through bites from infected mosquitoes. APH officials say 9 mosquito pools have tested positive for the virus in Travis County. Voters in Liberty Hill ISD could decide on a property tax hike. District leaders are considering calling a voter approval tax rate election in November. Now, according to online documents, the district will propose raising the tax rate by 7 cents. Without the extra money, the district would face a budget shortfall next year. Board members are expected to discuss the proposed tax rate on August 18th. A Central Texas city is flying to the future. City leaders in Cedar Park voted to join a regional effort to boost aerospace development. They're joining Williamson County in the Central Texas Spaceport Development Corporation. There are currently 5 spaceport development corporations in Texas. The corporations can apply for state and federal grants to help bring in space-related projects like launch pads and research hubs. Cedar Park is home to Firefly Aerospace, which became the first commercial company to land on the moon. That happened back in March. The company just launched its stock on the NASDAQ last week. And now that Cedar Park has joined this group, the next step is to file paperwork with the Texas Secretary of State to formally establish the regional corporation. Those are the headlines here in Austin. I'm Darenisha Heron.